Attached to these documents are some papers for requisite spells that must be provided, and some lists for any school materials you will need, along with instructions on what to do. The introduction letter is rather long and elaborate on what you need to do, what you need to fill out, what you need your parents to fill out. But something that you'll make note of is, as you are reading this letter, the owl is dictating it to you in a rather rebellious sounding voice.
Max, what are you doing?
So the owl's talking.
Mama? What happened?
She's going to stand there, look at the owl for a little bit like, have I lost my mind?
What happened?
Am I officially insane? Mom?
Oh, yes, Daddy.
I don't know if this is possibly the most hilarious prank ever made, or if this is real.
As your mom sees that the owl is fully talking, she's just gonna look at it, look back at you, realize that you're stunned by it as well. She has like a fairly good read on your emotions most of the time. Look back at the owl and say, "Oh, so I'm assuming this is a prank someone else is playing on you, right?"
It would be, I hope so. Even if this is a prank, I have to meet the person who orchestrated it. I mean, this is next level jokes. I mean, damn. I have to learn how they did that. Talking owl. I need to learn how to do that.
Huh. Well, it's none the bit weirder than the snake things that seem to happen around you. So, I guess we can, I see no harm in letting this charade go on for a little bit. I have a little bit off of work since, the summer's coming up, so what's the harm? It could be a fun adventure.
You're right, it would. I mean, every child secretly dreams to be a wizard, don't they?
I know I did. So, we'll cut from this scene a bit. It took you a while to fully realize that, this is a magical event that's going on. But, meeting at the Henry Hotel in New York, which you were magically teleported to, with a scroll inside the letters, going to Diagonal Alley to get some school supplies, and eventually falling face first into Niagara Falls and being transported to the Sanderson Institute at Magic, pretty handily stole any sense of disbelief that you might have for this magical adventure that you were a part of. I think it's about at this time that you, Orpheus, wake from your dream a few weeks later from all of those events, clutching a wand in your grasp. I'm going to post a picture of your wand into the Simp chat if you would like to take a look.
Please.
When you grabbed the this wand, you were actually expecting something more snake-like. But the wand that was given to you seemed to be more natural feeling, with roots and vines sprouting from the handle and going to a pitch black, almost with a distinct eye. You can see scales at the top of it. I would like for you to give me a brains roll, DC 12, to notice something about your wand. And this is your first roll of the campaign. So your brains roll is, let me see. Okay, everyone's here. Your brains roll is a D12, and you have a +1 to that. So you're rolling a D12 +1. And you can use adversity tokens for this. Okay, you got a 10. Do you want to use adversity tokens to pass? Orpheus? Oh, what just happened? Did Pastry Dane get kicked out of the chat?
One sec. Sorry, I was on mute because I couldn't stop laughing at the British voice for like a little bit, and then.
That is fair. I'm not very good at impressions. And
No, it was fine. It was just like the British voice gets me. It's just specific to that. Pastry Jane is still like in the Simp Squad group, and it looks like maybe they just disconnected by accident, keeping them in a.
Maybe they're also. Yeah, they're not on Roll20. No, they are. Oh, wait, why were they moved to the Heap-Ass chat? Fox, did you do something?
I didn't do anything.
Maybe they misclicked.
Maybe.
I understand the suspicion. Usually it is me. This time I'm nowhere near my computer.
Okay. Are you back?
Just had a lovely blue screen moment.
Oh. Is everything good now?
I think so. I hope so.
Okay.
So
I
your
got around
computer.
to the roll, but I have no idea what I rolled.
You rolled a 10, which is not enough to pass, but you have 3 adversity tokens. So what an adversity token does is you can use them to add to your roll, and you can use as many as you have. So you can use 2 adversity tokens to pass on this brains roll if you want.
yes, I will.
Okay. So that brings you down to 1 adversity token. When you had gotten your wand, when the roots and vines of this tree had begun to cling to the wood, the way they moved and the heads of those vines seemed far more snake-like than they did plant-like. And at points of time when you cast magic with your wand, the vines slither and hiss, though they always seem like the roots and vines of a tree.
Got it.
But you awake in the winter dormitory. I forgot to make it. I can't believe I forgot to give you a fucking roommate. I had so long to prepare. I forgot. I always forget the roommate.
Mischief will be my roommate, that's fine.
Yeah, about like 24 hours ago, in the room next door to yours, you heard nothing but power tools for like a good while. 2 new transfer students, actually 3 new transfer students had moved into that room. 3 Fox siblings. And then right after them, a bunny moved into that room as well. And after the bunny moved in, you just heard power tools all day long.
Oh dear.
But, at this time, yeah, so, a few of the other members had to run out earlier. Actually, no, we'll just put this the day after that. You've seen like them doing a bunch of stuff in the 2 rooms beside yours. A lot of the times in the early morning, they honestly, they're loud.
It happens again.
Bad
Yeah.
neighbors.
Oh, they're back.
And I am back again, this time over the phone.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will help.
Has your computer committed treason yet again?
It will not allow me to do Roll20 and Discord at the same time.
Have you considered trying a different browser? Some browsers can be very memory intensive, and if you're running on an older machine, going to a less memory intensive browser like say Chrome or Opera GX may help a lot.
I am using Chrome, that's the sad part.
Are you running Selective Startup? I assume Windows?
Yes.
Are you running Selective Startup so that you don't have like 10 tons of bullshit you don't need running in the background clogging up your RAM?
I am.
Well, then I'm out of fucking ideas. When was the last time you defragged and reformatted?
I mean,
A couple of I think.
Well, might be time for a backup and a reformat, because I don't know what else to tell you at this point. CC cleaner, and clean up your registry.
Yeah.
Fuck. Malware, total virus scan and malware bytes.
Alright.
For right now, I think this is usable at the very least.
My friend, I am scraping the bottom of the IT barrel here. My knowledge is also very out of date. I haven't studied this shit since 2004.
If you just want to use Discord, I can actually, since you filled out your character sheet, I can do the rolls from your character sheet for you.
Or if they have actual dice, perhaps you could let them roll and we can just trust them. We're all
Oh yeah,
honorable
you can
people,
also
right?
fully use your dice. I don't give a fuck about that. Use them as much as you want. I have a dice collection. I would love to use it in game.
Actually, I really want to do this.
Okay. But it is as your mother would say, wee hours of the morning. And everyone seems to be waking up for another day. You, Orpheus, have heard news of a rather influential family having a large funeral that is supposed to occur soon. And have already made some intriguing plans regarding that and another classmate.
Yes, he absolutely has.
Oh, well, now I'm interested.
So,
That's only out of character.
but this is about the time when I guess everyone, with the exception of Thea, would be waking up. Fox, are you still picking up poo?
No, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
I heard everyone's waking up, right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were doing.
I think we were on our way to go see Susan last time.
Yeah.
That was the next stop.
I forgot the most important part. Would anyone like to give a recap on what happened last time?
There we go.
Well, I don't take any notes, and I usually play this stoned off my ass, so what I do remember is that I finished making power tool noises, and had gotten the help with the teacher, which was probably a lull in the power tool noises at the end to complete the project, and then I have gotten wrangled into the principal's office by Demo. But he needed an escort, apparently, because he doesn't do this alone. So then we got a magical law lesson from the principal and learned some interesting realities about the nature of what you can and cannot know at this school, depending on your staff position. Peculiar, to say the least. Then we had to go talk to somebody for, Akemi, was that her name? Akemi, yeah. Yeah, Kimmy had somebody they had to go talk to about something, and I decided then and there, after getting permission to take some of the illegal magic classes, however this works, that I was going to go with the technomancy, but understanding now how badly their understanding of relativity is, I have decided that on principle alone I have to learn space. And then once we wrapped up there, I had a pit stop I needed to make in Susan's office.
Yes. So, to sum up all that occurred last time, Demo signed a legally binding magical contract.
Oh yeah, that too. I forgot about that.
Yes. Stopping him from the use of combative and offensive magic when they go to attend the funeral of one Thomas Thuwasa and Thuwasa household, which I doubt you guys will actually be going to the big fancy funeral, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we were all gonna go, right?
I don't know if we're allowed.
Well,
we did a lot of shit.
People that are allowed would be Winslow, Demo, and Ikemi.
Well, we can always have a +1 on that invitation, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys could be a funeral crasher.
No friendship. Let's go to funeral.
Yeah.
Who would ever want to crash a funeral? Alright.
I have literally been dragged to funerals of people I do not know for moral support. I understand.
Okay. After that legally binding contract, Demo went to go conscript Leji to come help you guys in your escapades at the funeral, considering he won't be able to use offensive magic. You guys did return all the library books, so luckily for you, no organs will be taken from you in your sleep. Orpheus, you would have already gotten a bit of knowledge about the school. Late due books here are a bitch.
You can bring them back in.
Yeah. if you don't return the if you don't return the Dragon Speech introduction book within a week, your tongue gets taken out of your face.
That's a
They
very
just-
reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. They just snatch your tongue. But after conscripting Leji, you guys went to go, I believe, help Akemi feed her chimera, and made some rather unique discoveries about the Midsummer Court in general. And that is where we ended last time. So the next day, you guys still have to meet with Susan and a few other people out in the shopping district, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can stop by. I guess we have to pick Catcher Walsh. Him. Blah. Sorry. Even it's my NPC that I gave to you, and I still get the gender wrong.
Yes. On that same note, due to a plan that one of our other PCs is hatching, they will need to stop by the general store, Mr. Gerfuffle's Mystical Emporium, in order to get some implements.
Wait, who is stopping by Mr. Gruffles? Is it Pastry Dane's character?
Orpheus needs to stop by the Mystical Emporium.
Okay.
Got it.
So I'm assuming these places are pretty much right near each other.
The
Yeah.
thing, that's true. Yes, I remember the thing.
Perseus is going to... Who's messaging someone? Okay. Perseus is going to shake Timo awake because you guys are apparently sleeping longer than you should be.
I thought we were on our way to see Susan.
Yeah, but you guys weren't talking, so I wasn't sure what was going on.
Well, we weren't sure it was our turn to have in-character walk to Susan's office conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, that stop was... Take the reins, guys.
What if we don't want to take the reins?
I will smite you.
All I have gathered is that Susan is not presently in the building, so we have to go to the town.
Okay, got it.
I'm assuming Susan is at Fluff Puddles right now, right?
Yeah, Susan is at Fluff Puddles.
All right. And now you get to introduce us all to the Magical Familiar Shop. Unless they were here on that one day I missed.
I think we've been to the magical...
No, they did not go to the Magical Familiar Shop on that one day you missed.
Yeah, okay, so I guess we'll just pop by the office where Susan normally teaches at and just don't see him there, pull the phone out. Where you at? Like, well, guess we gotta go into town. And I'm assuming Akemi is parting to go do Akemi stuff at this point.
Yeah, Akemi is staying in the Midsummer Court and cultivating.
Okay. Back.
Are they? Then off to go, Susan. Off to see Susan we go.
Yep. We're off to see the Susan, the non-magical Susan of Orcs.
So, how do you know Susan, by the way, Harrington?
Oh, well, Susan, I actually keep on retainer as my lawyer. And Susan is also the secretary for a personal friend of mine who I actually back her store of magical familiars. And that's where Susan's at right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we set up this interesting premise where one side of the store, we're setting up this one. We've been working on this little premise where one side we're making a pet like a magical familiar store. Where on one side of it, it's a familiar store for people like us, but on the other side of it, it's a pet store for people who are not like us, the non-magical sort, who are humans, unlike our orc friend. So it gives people who are from our side of the world who don't get to walk both lives to observe. There's a basically two-way glass in the store, so they can actually just watch and see how the non-magical folk do things, learn about them, and with clearance, we are working towards allowing in-person meetings with non-magical people, for magical people who have never done this sort of thing before. Let them have new experiences. It's been doing pretty well.
Okay. I have a couple questions about that, which I'll ask at a later date, but the first thing is Susan a good lawyer? Because with the type of stuff I do, I feel like it might not be a bad idea to have a lawyer.
Oh, Susan's fantastic.
What's like the rate here? Is it...
Depends on what you need.
Okay. What do you think, Theo? Should I grab a lawyer?
Just total Z's.
I think that's
Just be aware, her expertise is magical law. Mundane law, she's good. But, there are better.
She does magical and mundane law? That sounds like a...
She's studied on the mundane side. She doesn't practice. Blah. Keep fucking that up. That's out of character. If I say she, that's a verbal typo. Okay? Susan is a guy. The name always trips me up.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah. No, Susan's been studying, but he's an orc. You don't take an orc into a human courtroom, especially a non-magical orc who cannot cast a glamour spell.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I will inquire about this Susan's services.
Alright, I have a business proposal I need to make with them.
As you guys are walking to the shop, Orpheus, you make it to Mr. Gerfuffle's Magical Emporium, and you guys actually see Orpheus make it to the Mystical Emporium.
The black-haired dude with the green eyes in the picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Orpheus, before you even go to open the door of this shop, you see long, slender fingers creep past the door, which was already slightly ajar for some reason, as a tall, lanky man peers through the doorway at you. You've seen this man a few times before, but I doubt he gets any less unnerving every time you meet him, Gerfuffles. There we go. Do you have Roll20 open?
I do.
Okay. Do you see the person on the screen?
He looks like stranger danger. That is true.
Yeah. His proportions are completely wrong, with his arms being able to reach the floor, and where you would see his eyes, you don't see anything. As Mr. Gerfuffles, who is the man standing before you, actually looks past you and waves to Demo.
Howdy, Mr. Gerfuffles.
The area where his mouth would be starts to split open, is if someone is cutting the seams of something. As he opens his mouth, and from the abyss that shines out of his mouth, you can see a small, slender hand beckon Demo towards the shop.
Okay.
I'm just.
We've got all day. Yeah. Seeing this one's just gonna. Well, we've got all day if you want to do that first.
Yeah, sure. Let's see what he wants.
Pastry Dane, what'd you say?
I'm just gonna look backwards to try and see who it is he's beckoning.
Yeah.
Kind of puzzled, kind of curious.
He is beckoning a young man. The young man actually is part of the dorm room 2 doors down from you. You've seen a lot of things regarding this young man. None of them are great. Most of them involve him accidentally making a small star and sinking it through the hole of the floor of the school. You heard an occasion where he completely destroyed the nurse's office on accident. You want to take it away? What are some other rumors that go about you?
Some other rumors. It has the most detentions in the history of the school.
That's impressive.
I think the most detentions in the history of the school. I think we went over this. Already has befriended, I think, all 4 of the families, the major families in the school. Actively goes around people, or telling people to fuck off. A general delinquent.
On that same note of, God damn it, which one was it? The detention thing. You have actually seen Demo in detention. Detention is headed by Edwina Panthera, the transmogrification professor. You've been in on the rare occasion where you've been caught once. You were caught once.
That puts a blue screen on my track record.
Ish. You were caught once out of the many pranks you pull. Not a small amount of them have landed on Demo's shoulder. Congratulations, you are part of the reason Demo has the most detentions in the history of the school.
Well, I mean, he's just so blamable.
He's just
It's
so
very
blamable.
memorable.
Also, it probably doesn't help that it doesn't help that if, like, someone asks him, did you do this? He's probably like, I mean, most likely.
Yeah, sounds about it.
But Demo, you're walking towards Mr. Grifuffles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You guys. Oh. So, in front of Mr. Grifuffles' shop, you see someone that you would notice is strikingly similar to yourself, with the exception of having green eyes and slightly lighter colored hair. Do you have jet black hair or not?
Like jet black.
Okay, never mind. Like, you guys are distinct enough, but you have sort of a mischievous vibe about both of you.
So what, do they look like they could be like long-lost half-brothers or something?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, because that was kind of the vibe I was getting.
So
This
you're
is just
also a rabbit
Look
person.
at you and give a little nod of acknowledgement, like, yeah, I see you there.
Alrighty.
Believe we met at detention, right? Yeah, sorry about that one.
Fuck, someone is talking.
Wait, to me? I thought you
Yeah.
were talking to Theo. Okay, maybe
Oh, for
something's up
sure
with my
it's
hearing
that's
today.
you, buddy.
Okay. Hi, can you repeat what you last said? Because apparently I just didn't hear anything about it.
Damn, rude as fuck.
I apologize.
It's fine, I forgive you. He just looked at your character and said, I remember you. We met at detention, right? Yeah, sorry about that one.
Wait, why are you apologizing? You never did anything wrong.
No, definitely didn't.
Okay, well, if you've never done anything to me, you don't need to apologize. Hi, my name's Demo.
Hello, Orpheus Reynolds. Pleasure.
Okay. So what brings you to Mr. Graffuffle's shop?
I just need to get my hand on a vial of a potion. Requested.
Okay. Are you also gonna trade him favors?
What kind of favor?
I don't know. I just traded him favors. That's it.
And he's just gonna look at you with a face that says, like, that's illegal, sir.
I don't think it's illegal. I mean, I think magical beings trade favors all the time.
I think you both have a different idea of what favors is.
Oh. Well, what does he think favors are?
Like party favors?
When a man and a woman love each other very much.
What's love?
My mom doesn't know.
It's the opposite of hate.
What's hate?
Well, they both stem from the root emotion of passion, I guess you could say.
Oh, so how I feel about games and causing mischief.
Love is the sort, I guess, where you want to put the kind of energy into it to grow and nurture it, and hate is the kind where you feel the same kind of passion, but you want to decimate it or see bad things happen, or just don't give that much of a fuck about it at all.
Ooh, so how my blood feels about the world in general. I don't mean that in, like, the metaphorical sense. I mean, my blood literally hates the world. It tries to eat it.
We kind of realized that by now.
Right, keep sharp pointy objects away from you, got it.
No, I'm talking to the other
Keep
person.
everything away from him, honestly.
Doesn't mean I can't chime in.
I mean, you can cut yourself with a blunt object if it hits you hard enough.
That would just be bashing yourself, Percy chimes in.
Yeah, but you'd eventually break the skin and rip into the flesh.
Orpheus, along with Demo, is you've been talking to them. Do you guys want to describe your own characters?
Sure. Who wants to go first? Let Theo go first. Because I
Sure,
forgot what
Theo.
Theo looks like.
Hey, sometimes me too, but then I remember I made something for him.
Yeah.
I drew a little quick drawing. He is a short, I believe he's 14 right now. Let me double check. Yep, he's 14. Blonde kid. Half his eyes are usually closed. Here we go. I've just replied to the picture that I drew of him a few months ago. Perpetually sleepy. His hair is a freaking mess. He has this almost cartoonish alarm clock that tends to follow him around and tries to, like, poke him if he's getting too tired. It doesn't work. Yeah. That's
Winslow, you're next.
Alright, well. What you have before you is, for all intents and purposes, a rabbit person. They've got white fur, a few black markings, black tipped ears, and they have red highlights in their hair. They're wearing rose-tinted, gold-framed glasses, and they have a long coat that is red and gold, but underneath their clothes appear to be very generic, simple, random band t-shirt. Let's see, who would be on the random band t-shirt today? It would be Arion. They have a Arion t-shirt. It's a prog metal band. Look them up; they're really good. And just jeans and boots. You'll notice that the boots he's wearing are heels. He carries a tall silver staff with seems to have a crystalline core, kind of pinkish rose-colored, and a gold lattice work around it where the parts of the crystalline core are exposed. Basically, it screams that this guy has a shitload of money or a shitload of expensive things, but he's hanging out with just, regular deviants. So you're not sure if it's the vibe of he's slumming it or it's just these are his friends. He has been smarting off the Demo fairly frequently, though, so...
And then, Demo, would you like to describe your character a bit?
I will also say currently wearing a bucket hat. Here's a picture of the bucket hat.
Demo is...
I forgot about the bucket hat.
I
Yeah,
forgot
he is
about
currently
the
wearing
bucket
the
hat,
bucket
too. Everyone loves a bucket hat. Anyways, Demo is a wild child. You can see he has kind of tannish skin, and you can see very clear markings on that skin, like various places where it looks like he has cuts that kind of have just scarred over, stuff like that. He has messy black hair, which was actually fairly recently combed, so it's not as messy as it usually is, but he's never going to comb it again, most likely, so it'll get messier as time goes on. And he has, along with, like, his normal robe and everything, you see animal pelts over some of his clothing, like wolf pelts and such. The other thing you'll notice is he has piercing blue eyes. They're extremely blue, and they're one of the things that stick out most about him. They're so bright that you could probably see them in the dark.
If you want to click on the thing that Art just replied to, that's her character. You would have seen a Kemi with them a few times now, but not often. She's part of the Fox siblings that came in. Likes to wear more traditional clothing. Does not have as many tails as is in the picture, but has like long dark hair and is very stoutly built. She's short. She's a short person. And lastly, in their little cohort right now is a young teenager with the winter robes on, who is Perseus Hero Lamarcus. He has shaggy black hair, blue eyes. Yeah, and you could have sworn you have seen him on art for a book called Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan.
I'm really just gonna do it to him like that.
He's just gonna look at the group and give a nervous little smile. Look over at the rabbit for a moment, try his best to act like this is totally normal. But there's no hiding the fact that he's fairly new to the world of magic.
Wait, are you also a muggle? Not muggle. What's the thing we're supposed to call them?
Nomad.
Nomad, there we go. Are you also from a nomad family?
No, nomads, not nomad. Nomad is already a thing.
Oh. Are you also from a nomad family?
Nomad? What's a nomad?
They're muggles from the Harry Potter world, but we're not supposed to say muggles, because I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a slur, that's why.
It's not an important slur. Anyways, So why didn't we see you the first day we were in school when we all got together and kind of moved around as the No-Matches in here?
I started a bit later than the rest of you guys. I had to spend some time getting here from the UK and getting everything settled.
Ah, so you're a red coat.
You could say that. Honestly, I think I would prefer Knuckle, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, this is Theo. I am Demo. This is Harrington.
Hello.
Uh,
So you're
my
from
name
across.
is
Sorry, what was that?
my name is Orpheus.
Ah, Orpheus. Winslow Lazarus Harrington. So you're from across the pond, huh?
I am indeed.
Recent transfer.
Yes.
How recent?
About a week ago, I think.
Oh, you just got here.
Yes. I almost forgot. This is Mischief, by the way. And you'll just see a long black serpent slither up from his arm and just rest on his shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, my eyes might glance like towards the snake just to acknowledge that it's there, and then like right back to you, and say, "Oh, so how are you liking it so far?"
I absolutely love it here. I must confess, I was slightly surprised when I got the letter, but a lot of things started to make sense.
Oh, really? Like what? Always love hearing these stories.
Nothing too important. Just the odd things showing up where they're not supposed to be, things vanishing. And of course, this little lady finding me, and he's just gonna snuggle with Mischief, caress her under the chin, almost like it was a puppy.
Yeah. And, yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, I feel you on that front." And his bucket hat is just gonna like raise up and tip itself, and there's just a disembodied hand hiding under the bucket hat, and it's even like a friendly tip of the hat to you, a bit over exaggerated. He just kind of glances up and like with his eyes, and just like, "That's James."
Hey, James.
Fun question.
Yeah.
Your disembodied hand, is there like a little bit of bone sticking out of your disembodied hand?
I have never decided that.
Can you please decide it right now and give me an answer this very instant?
Do it.
Shoot. Okay. Here's how we're gonna figure this out. Demo. Well, not Demo. Foam Fox in this case. I want you to pick a number between 0 and 100.
69.
All right, and Orpheus, since you're the new person here, I want you to decide higher or lower.
Higher.
All right, Toast. Is it higher is a bone or lower is a bone? Bone. Lower? You think higher will be the bone?
Yes.
Okay, higher is the bone. If we roll over a 69, there is a bone. And the dice say 77.
69 for the win!
Now,
Yeah, there's just a little stub of a bone, so it has to fit under a hat.
if your familiar were to be taken away from you forcefully and very quickly, would you attempt to get them back?
Well, provided that they survive the attempt, because James is a psycho. Yeah.
So, I will need you to give me a brawn roll.
Brawn?
Demo, can you please give me a flight roll for Ron Bartholomew?
Sure thing. One sec, what's my flight dice?
Brawn is my worst stat.
I realize.
Could I add my magic die to it?
Would you be able to? Do you think you'd be able to use magic in the snap decision?
I can treat snap decisions as standard, as a planned action, unless I'm facing a fear, which I am not.
I will say, yeah, that be perfectly slots you in to be able to use magic in this decision.
Ron
Yeah.
Bartholomew got an 8.
Okay, and I will add the magic to it and submit. No bonuses or penalties. That's a 10.
So, Orpheus, you see Winslow, lightning fast, grab something by the scruff of the neck. Dima, do you know which form Ron Bartholomew is in right now?
Cthulhu.
Okay. What he's grabbing by the scruff of the neck is a small, squid-like dog. I'm gonna put a picture of it in chat. It has blue fur, tentacles for a mouth, and a pentagram on its head. And it is currently biting and gnawing at the hand, the disembodied hand, which is the familiar of Winslow. Specifically the bit of bone that's sticking out of him.
You know, this, like I said, this does explain why James usually wears a hat.
Oh, I do have a picture for Madame Fluff Puddles.
Yeah. We just don't have a picture for James.
I knew that I had it somewhere. I figured out where I put it. Is the better.
Yeah, I can always resend it to you if you lose it.
Yeah. I put it in the actual folder it should be in. It's Ron Bartholomew's form that I didn't put in the proper folder.
Ah, I see.
I mean, I would love to make some character art for you guys, but hands are the only thing I cannot draw.
Are you sure you're not a robot?
Girl, it is okay. Hands are like one of the hardest goddamn things in the world to draw.
They're powerful.
This adorable little thing is the thing that's gnawing on James. James, right? That's
Trying to, anyway, right?
Trying to.
Yeah, it's just more like redirect, like the dog just comes, sidestep, grab it by the scruff, and just toss it at Demo.
There's my hand. Anyway.
I thought this would be a fun way to introduce Ron Bartholomew.
Son of a bitch.
But as this is occurring, Mr. Gruffles, having gotten tired of holding the door for you guys, will reach over with his long finger, poking it into Demo's shoulder to get his attention.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Gruffles. I get distracted easily. What's up?
You will see him. His mouth hasn't closed this entire time. He is going to reach into his mouth with one of his hands, using it to dislocate his jaw, ripping the...
I'm gonna start climbing in.
ripping the mesh fabric that covers his face a bit more. He's pulling something out of his mouth.
Oh. I can climb in to meet it halfway.
Give me a flight roll DC 10.
Light roll DC 10. I got a 9. Do I have any adversity tokens?
I believe you used them all last session.
Don't we start with 2 after a new session begins?
No.
Damn it. I used them all last session, you're right.
He's gonna just hold the hand out and stop you from doing that. As he pulls out it's not flesh covered, it's tan, almost like the color of like sun-dried cardboard, like sun-aged cardboard. And it has like spines and like pink tendrils throughout. This small egg with a eye poking out of the top of it, which blinks at you.
Ooh, my delivery. Thank you. I'll pick it up.
He gives you the egg, and then looks at you, Orpheus, as if wondering what you're going to buy.
He's just staring at the man in shock and horror. Holding it.
No, that's fair.
It's Nate's eyes like he's protecting it. Hi, sorry, I'm here again, I'm back. I needed to acquire a potion if you had it.
Mr. Gruffles, neck snaps as his head turns quizzically. As you have not given him the name of this potion.
Apologies potion if you have it.
He wanders through his store, going towards the back. As he doesn't go through the door in the back, he simply reaches his hand through, and you see his hand begin to stretch out longer than it was before, as it goes into the back room, which, much like his mouth, is like jet abyssal black. It almost looks like it's some sort of ichor that consumes his hand as he reaches in. And he pulls out a polyjuice potion from this back room. Giving you a quote for a price you definitely can't afford.
That is quite a lot. Surely we can talk about a discount of some sort.
He's scratching his chin as he begins to consider your offer. And a small contract appears in front of you.
I'm gonna read the contract very carefully because I do not trust them further than I'm considering.
It says 1 polyjuice potion for the excursion to one Thomas Thuasa's funeral.
Do I see the picture, the contract?
Yes.
He's not trying to hide it from you guys, he's just standing there in concentration. You can peek over his shoulder.
Why do you want to go to Thomas's funeral?
Oh,
That's a strange ask for a contract, I'm going to say, as my eyes look to Gerfuffles.
Gruffles does not have eyes for you to make eye contact.
I will look in the general direction of where I assume he appears to be looking at us from, based on his movements.
Oh, Mr. Gruffles, I think he's trying to make eye contact with you. You can make eyes.
I'm just kind of like, that's a strange thing to ask for somebody in exchange for something so valuable.
As Demo mentions that he can make eyes, from his mouth, which he still hasn't closed this entire time, you see 2 hands tear out of his mouth, reach up to where his eyes are, flip to have the palms face you, and you see 2 eyes on the palm of his hands.
Oh, I think I saw a movie about that once.
Kind of reminds me of the dude from Labyrinth.
I know, right?
You had to watch that movie?
I think I was really drunk when I saw it.
You have to watch that.
You should try watching it when you're really high and tell me how that goes.
That's on the list.
Okay.
Right up there with Wizard of Oz where Pink Floyd's going.
Just to
Anyway, back on topic, that is a strange ask for a valuable potion. And I'm just going to kind of look at him expectantly. Because, elephant in the room, might as well address it. I'm giving him that kind of expectant look.
Mr. Graffuffles does not talk. You actually know for a fact this form of his cannot talk. Every time you guys have talked to him, it's been Mr. Smiley, which is the first clone he makes.
Right, and we assume he has ways of communicating or ways of pointing things out when he's nonverbal.
Probably.
I mean, how else does he run a fucking shop?
Well, he's a pretty weird guy if you can't point that
both trinkets look pretty able to do some pretty good sign language. Some ASL action going on there.
He will sign to you. Yes, it is an odd act.
So do you want to go to the funeral, or do you want me to go to the funeral?
You shall be going to the funeral.
Is this like in your stead or something because you can't make it yourself?
No.
Or he's just going to sign the contract without hesitation.
Well, at this point, I think I give up. Every question I ask gets answered with more questions.
And he just has a wide smile, like he knows something.
Mr. Graffuffles will hand you the polyjuice potion as he ushers you. I don't even think you guys wandered into his shop. I think you guys have just been having this conversation at the door of his shop.
Yeah, we never did go inside.
Did you go inside?
No, we never did.
Yeah. So he very creepily closes the door behind you. Demo's got an eye ache, and you got a polyjuice potion, Orpheus.
I'm just gonna kind of look over at Demo's thing, and then I'm gonna look over at our new friend's thing. And same question to both of you: do I want to know?
Yes.
No.
Right then. Okay, so I'm gonna look to the one who said no, and say, okay, so what's it for then?
I'm just gonna pull an innocent little prank. It's no big deal.
Right, keep me out of it then. And when he says yes, that really means you don't want to know. Something's probably going to explode. If his reputation won't.
It's the greater space emissary that he was promised for his contract. Yes.
So how are you going to get into Thomas's funeral?
Oh, with the polyjuice potion, maybe?
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to the funeral. Charles Windsor III is going to the funeral.
The King of
Apparently,
England?
I have managed to sneak into his room and acquire a hair. That would have been majestic, right?
Oh, wait, hold on now. Isn't that the name of the current King of England? Or am I getting y'all's names confused? I just know he's a Charles.
I don't think it's the current King of England. I think it is a King of England.
Multiple?
I don't know. I made this character when the Queen was still alive. Let me check.
No, it is the current King of England. Yeah.
Charles IV or Charles IV?
Charles III.
Yeah.
So he's the current king?
Yeah, he is the current King of England.
Yeah, I thought that name sounded familiar.
The thing that surprised me the most is he survived until his coronation. But yeah.
What surprises me the most is y'all still have royals, but
How old is he?
England will catch up to the rest of the world sooner or later, I guess.
Fully made this before she passed and didn't see this recur.
Hey,
Age
all I'm gonna
74.
say, by the way, if you have any pushback against that, the us Yanks still have guns, and we kind of need to chill that out a bit. So we're still catching up too on some things.
Yeah, true. Fair.
No, I agree with gun laws. I love guns.
Hey, also, both of our hats get very crazy when they're irritated. I mean, come on, Scotland and Canada. We have very irritable hats.
I think Scribbled would have something to say about that.
What?
I think Scribbled would have something to say about that, Hooch.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scribbled, the guy who comes from the country that back in World War I threw their rations into the German trenches because they had better food than the Germans, and they trained the Germans to die for their rations, and then started putting live fucking grenades in the rations after that? Come on.
Dial it down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. We have a very irritable hat here in the States.
Okay. Yeah, happy little accidents. Did not plan for that to occur. This is not the current King of England. This is one of his. They're distantly related. Winslow would know for a fact that Charles Windsor III is distantly related to Charles Windsor III.
Oh, so it's just a different Charles Windsor III.
Yeah, it's a different Charles Windsor III.
Oh,
Yeah,
so in that case, I'm just going to look and go, wait, the king or the other one?
The other one, don't worry.
Wait, wouldn't he be
Even
Charles
with
Windsor
all
the
the
Fourth?
money and power in the world, I would never transform into that dude.
The king? Or the other guy?
Ugh.
You really old?
Well, I mean, he's a complete
Yeah,
train
the
on the
one
tax
who still had-
nation.
The one who still had the resemblance of hair on his head.
Oh, okay. Wait, but wouldn't it be Charles
Isn't that
Windsor
fair?
the
Might be too
Fourth
generous.
if he's in the same family?
Well, it's just a prank. I snuck into the room, I got a bit of his hair, changed a few notes around in his calendar. It's all good fun, really.
I mean, considering, while I don't have any room to make the opinion of them, if you're fucking with the Royals, I'm on board with it. I don't know why you keep them.
Hell yeah, I knew I'd like you.
Well, do you want to go meet a buff orc with us?
Yeah, I do have to stop and talk to my lawyer real quick.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
To get a lawyer or to talk to a buff orc?
To get a
I mean, both people have different preferences.
person is just looking. I think everyone in this group, probably with the exception of Theo, should have a lawyer on call.
I don't know, you can
Yeah,
get
I
sued
get
for
a lawyer.
sleeping too much.
Demo needs a magical criminal lawyer. I need a magical business lawyer. Orpheus is probably also going to need a magical criminal lawyer. Theo, I think Theo's just going to need a lawyer just to prove that he wasn't involved.
I need an alibi lawyer.
He needs a legal defender, that's what he does.
Better call Magical Saul.
Oh. If Magical Saul is a barbarian, then we're going to the right person.
Off we go to find your buff lawyer.
Yeah, so we'll go into the familiar shop.
So, I'll let the narrative reins go to Winslow here.
Oh, you can describe the shop. I gave you the shop and the characters. They are yours now.
God damn it. Well, you guys walk down Diagonal Alley for a little bit, coming across a rather elegant-looking shop. What was the shop's name again?
Madam Fluffpuddle's Familiars for Hire.
Madam Fluffpuddle's Familiars for Hire. It's a long title, like most of the shops in Diagonal Alley, with a large cat's tail underneath it, with very handy cursive font. As you guys walk into the shop, you will actually come across a buff orc.
Is this Susan?
A buff orc.
I have one question for you. What is the traditional orcish greeting?
The traditional traditional orcish greeting
Mhm.
is, so Susan goes by the traditional orcish lawyer greeting.
Okay.
The Orcish tribes are divided into a few working classes. Defense lawyers are highly respected because they're amazing at defense and trial by combat.
Hey, wait, no, you don't brush over that. Explain.
Offense lawyers are also highly respected for their offense
lawyers?
trial by combat.
Prosecutors? My dad's a lawyer. I'm gonna start referring to him as like a defender lawyer or an offense lawyer.
Yes.
That's great.
Susan's other titles are the greatest defense to ever live. He has won 100 cases and has suffered 0 losses. Just some little bit of backstory for his lawyer career there. But the defense lawyer greeting for orcs is to violently recite the orcish, the first 3, god damn it, what are the first 3 bylaws of the Orcish Defense Treaty.
Which everybody knows.
Yes, while trying to mercilessly beat the shit out of each other.
I really don't want to see orc court.
So all I have to say is, I haven't memorized that yet.
Well, then you're gonna be beating the shit out of while I recite them to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm still gonna, hey, how do you think I learned how to actually fight without magic?
So I would like you to give me a fight roll.
All right. Not great. Oh man, even Susan rolling the lowest still beats me.
Yeah. You get your ass whipped.
Laughing maniacally the entire time.
You guys see Winslow folded like a stack of cheap towels as soon as you wander into this place.
I believe in you, Winslow. Get back up. You can beat him.
Susan goes through the Orcish defense bylaws, which I unfortunately haven't completed, so
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get to it eventually. Brains check to memorize it while I'm getting my ass kicked, because that's how they teach.
Yes. I will get to it. I will.
Getting better at it.
Yeah.
I had the pronunciation wrong and up in the middle there. Oh.
But get this out of here. But up in some of the rafters, right? That's what the ceiling beams are called.
Yes.
Up in the rafters of this shop, wandering around, having recently been groomed, is a beautiful white cat with magnificent fur and a lovely pair of wings sprouting from her back. Can I expand the token? Yep, there we go.
Kitty.
Madam Grinda Fluffbottles. Once played her in D&D. She was a divine soul sorcerer. She, at level 2, nearly one-shotted a Mind Flayer with just a really good crit and an upcast. Or was it level 3 upcasted of Guiding Bolt?
That's funny.
I would have just maxed out the damage. I could have one-shotted a Mind Flayer. It was basically just boom to the face, run. And we bolted out of there because we were going to die.
It's good to see you again, Winslow. Though I must say, I'm a bit perturbed by your lack of memorization for the legal, minutiae of the Orc clan.
Just going to shrug and say, I've been friends with Susan for a long time, but that's a whole other language and culture I'm having to learn. It's rough.
I guess it is a little bit rough for those of a slower aptitude.
Oh,
Shit.
girl, I am 15.
She just called you dumb.
And funding, and the primary benefactor of your store.
Girl, I am 15.
You'll always have my appreciation for that. What do we owe the pleasure for today?
Well, unless anybody's got some familiars they want to purchase, I'm actually here for Susan.
Ooh, oh, that's a good point, Fox. Fox, want to give me a charm roll? DC 12?
I was rolling well with it last time. Let's see if this is where it goes wrong. I got a 5.
Okay, cool. We'll get to that in a second. Winslow, what'd you just say?
All I said is that unless anybody else is here to buy a familiar, I'm here for Susan.
Oh. You didn't come to see little old me. I might be a bit offended, Winslow.
Well, we could always discuss how is the other side of the shop doing.
A little slow, but
It'll catch on. I'm sure people are loving it, the ones that have tried it.
as you guys are having this conversation, I said 12, he got a 5, that's 5 below. I'll hand the narrative reins over to someone else. Orpheus, our new member. These animals really don't like DMO. I'd like you to add on just a little something extra to make this just amazing for me, please.
So what Orpheus is definitely doing is standing a bit in the background from the other guys, and he's just looking sternly at his snake with a look of, don't you dare, don't.
Wait, is your snake about to attack Demo?
Not Demo, but you guys, it will take no roll or anything to just realize the snake is looking at some of the animals.
Oh, I was
It has a rumbling.
these animals, we'll get to that in a bit. These animals are having a visceral reaction to Demo's presence in this shop. I wanted you to make this horrifying.
What kind of animals do I see in there?
So there is a myriad of animals here. There are like teacup pigs, dogs, cats, lizards, owls, ravens, like anything you can think of is found in this shop.
He will just immediately walk over to the snake area if there are any snakes. Like, walk in with a purpose, almost as if he's been inside the shop before.
Oh, okay. As you're walking over, the snakes... Ooh, actually, yeah, that does work. The snakes actually, and this is the first time you've ever seen them do this, they sprint to you, as if to get away from something. Like, they are terrified, so they are going to their most familiar thing here, which would be you.
Person with snake.
The other animals that did not have the protection of someone else begin to fully, like, some of them become so nervous they vomit out what they were eating before. The smaller ones fully faint. The older ones are defending any of their kin that they need to defend. None of them like Demo. All of them are staying far away from him.
It's almost like they've never seen an aberration before. What are you training them?
That is a little bit more than an aberration. Winslow, may I ask why you've taken a monster into my shop?
It's just a kid.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive.
Madam Fluffpuddles, as Winslow knows, once traveled with Merlin. She is rather special, and Winslow, you can see that her type of eyesight is seeing a bit past him just being a kid. And she doesn't look happy that he's in her shop.
I'll back up to the door.
Well, he's got to figure out how to interact with everybody sooner or later. Exposure's the best way, isn't it?
I can try to get closer, but when I got close to the owl to get me the letter, it kind of bleeded from everywhere, so.
Well, it sounds to me like you may be having a negative effect on reality, and you need to learn how to get that under control. Just a theory.
That is a valid theory, though you are wrong in assuming that he needs to learn how to get along with everyone. He is something that can simply choose to be alone. I'm all for it, really.
Oh. Well, he's not bringing about some world-ending apocalypse with cults screaming in madness and burning everything down like a Lovecraft novel, then I think we're gonna be okay.
That is fair.
And I mean, if not, just throw Susan at him. You gotta just look over at Susan, be like, I trust you.
Susan looks like he wants to fight Demo.
Reaction, unfortunately.
Hey, Demo, aren't you taking magical law?
I am taking magical legalism.
Have you learned the, what was it again? The orcish, how did that go? What'd you call it exactly?
Trial by combat.
No, the orcish thing that you have to recite while beating the shit out of each other.
Orcish defense bylaws?
Yeah, have you learned,
bylaws of defense.
Orcish
have
bylaws.
you learned those bylaws yet? In orcish?
We had a presentation on it by Susan, but it was only the one time. I don't think they look very kindly on it in the magical legalism first year class. I think it's maybe a third or fourth year thing.
I suppose. Special privileges when you know people, I guess.
Can I see if I remember them?
I'm just gonna look over at Susan and be like, do you think he's got this?
I think he's got it.
Can I see if I remember them?
Yeah. Let's see. That'll be this is in a fully different language. So that's a brains roll DC 15.
DC 15, okay.
While getting your ass kicked.
Holy shit, that exploded.
God damn it.
I got a 8 plus 12. What's that number?
What the fuck?
Wait.
16.
No, that
plus
can't
12,
be right.
20. God damn it. Orchid, I will also need a charm roll for you, DC. Not even hard, like 3. DC 3.
Time to roll along.
Oh, also, I should mention this to Pastry Day. if I ask you to make a roll and it is not a snap decision roll, like catching a ball right out of the air, you may choose to take half. If you choose to take half, it is to you take half of your die value, add whatever modifier you get, and you can choose to do that instead of rolling.
Okay.
That's also for anyone who forgets that's a thing.
Oh.
But, Winslow, you've known Susan for a while now.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, I met Susan when I was 10 or 11.
Yeah. You've heard the Orcish bylaws, like, frequently.
Yeah, it's just getting the pronunciation right. Orcish is hard.
I won't lie. Your pride is probably a little bit hurt.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But it,
Demo recites them perfectly.
yeah, pride is hurt, but also proud of my boy, you know?
Yeah, you're proud, but, like, also a tiny bit hurt. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah. But hey, you know, you can't let that get to you. I'm just going to look at Fluff Puddles and be like, see?
But
He has-
let's
he's
not
useful.
stop the fight roll that's about to occur. So we'll need Demo to make a fight roll, and Susan's going to make a fight roll as well.
Damn it.
Holy shit, Susan.
Demo wasn't meant to bend that way. Holy shit.
I didn't roll bad either.
So, Demo, how are you going to approach this fight?
It's just like a normal fight, right? I wouldn't use any magic. I'd just run up and try to... kind of like taking down a wild beast. I would try to grab Susan's tusk and slam it down onto the floor to pin it, so you could actually like get to any vital organs or anything.
Nasty. Mistake number one, you go for the ankles, bro.
Okay. I'll let... Susan thought you were going for, like, a harder fight than you were going for. So, give me one more brains roll, DC 10, as this is going to impale your chest.
Okay. Nah. I'm getting those adversity tokens, though.
Yeah, you get it.
Hey, that's the spirit.
All of you guys hear screams come from Susan's axe as he fully launches it into the chest of Demo as after he's finished reciting the Orcish bylaws perfectly, launching him out of the store and into a wall.
I'm gonna pull my body through the axe. Do I need to roll anything for this?
Give me a second. Moxie wanted to get out of my room. Okay. So, yeah, you're gonna pull yourself through the axe.
Yes.
That'll be a grit roll, DC 15.
Ooh, this is gonna be hard. I'd have to explode multiple times. Nah.
Nope.
Okay, I'll just pull the axe out of my chest then.
This, well, you cannot muster the strength to remove this axe.
Son of a
You
bitch.
got a nat 1 on that. You are firmly lodged into the wall. Your vinegar of the blood is dripping onto the stonework, making it disappear. Thankfully, you currently no longer have your heart, which would have been cleaved into from this blood.
Very nice.
Benefits to not having the heart.
Yeah, if you don't have your heart, you don't have to worry about it getting pierced.
Guys, is this normal?
I guess when you hang out with Susan.
Somewhat.
I thought you were going a little bit harder than you were, little man.
Nah, I'm fine. Do you mind pulling this out? It doesn't hurt, but it's not, like, comfortable. You know,
I
like...
think we should probably do something about the blood first.
No. Love puddles, you still do that healing thing on the side, right?
Oh, no, I can just scoop the blood back into my chest. It'll be fine.
Okay, then.
Oh, I was gonna charge you an arm and a leg for healing, but I guess this is fine.
Besides, I'm pretty sure all the animals in the store are now flocked behind Susan.
All of the animals are fully behind. They're like, thank you for saving us from the scary person.
Just gonna kind of look around Susan to the animals and say, what did we learn today? Always trust the orc.
Theo,
Yes.
I think you would have been awake enough and, like, attached enough to see it. At least for the second where it occurred. You may choose to either give me a grit or a brains roll, a DC 10, to see what Dima was going to be allowed to see.
Ooh, a grit or a brains roll. I'm gonna make a brains roll, DC 10. Is this just flat?
Since you're not in combat, I'll allow you to use magic for this if you would like.
I would like. That is a 16.
What you notice, and it's the screams that are catching your attention. The
Oh, dear.
screams that are coming from the axe that Susan holds.
Seems normal.
Yes. In the swing of the axe itself, you can see 100 wizards. Like, they're
Oh, fuck.
as they're, like, screaming to be released from the wood of this battle axe.
Guys?
And the metal portion of it, not the faces of wizards, but of other legislators, of lawyers.
I think Theo is going to stare at that, take a big gulp, and then realize that he can't talk to his friends about that while the person who has the axe is still right there, and that's going to make him feel very uncomfortable, and he's going to try to shut his eyes to go back to sleep again, but he can't go to sleep because he's too nervous, so he's just going to keep his eyes set.
I'm imagining
Yes.
Winslow's... Is Winslow noticing that he's noticed the axe?
I don't think Theo is that subtle, so I think you definitely see Theo's eye bulge. Like for the first time today, both of his eyes go wide open. Usually, at least one's half drooped. But no, he is staring at that axe for a little bit before he just kind of looks around, looks at Susan, and then tries to shut his eyes again.
Yeah, so this is very obvious what he just noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'd say so.
What, first time seeing a sentient weapon that's driven itself insane?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going to wake up now.
So, Winslow, you have actually been told by Susan about his axe.
Yeah, that's Winslow's personal description of it. It's a sentient weapon that has driven itself insane.
You would know that the wood that houses the shaft of this large battle axe was carved from a tree where over 100 wizards were hung. their
Okay.
souls currently inhabit it.
Here's what I'd like to say. I'm just gonna say, hey Susan, tell the story of how you got the axe. I love this story. It's insane.
Can we pull the axe out of my chest first? This isn't the best.
No, you're gonna want to hear this story before you get the axe out, so you can really appreciate that axe.
Okay, I'll believe you.
Oh, well, you see, I really wanted a good weapon, so, there's a few couple, what was it, Madame Fluff Puddles? 1,000 years back, right? Madame Fluff Puddles will nod a bit, as Susan continues the story. A few couple 1,000 years back, after I parted way with Merlin's party, I found this tree which was used by the church for their witch trials. They'd used it to hang 76 wizards, and like their souls had become like entrenched into it, creating this giant treant of just wizardly rage. But you know, they're a bunch of nerds, so I just sort of decked them in the face, completely shattering their weak ass plan. And I got the wood for this axe here, and the metal, well, it's been polished in the blood of my enemies during my combat trials. Yep, over 100 legislators' blood just polished this axe to mirror shine finish. You can still see their final moments as I lopped their greedy little heads off.
Wait, but isn't blood corrosive?
You would think so. You would think so.
Orcish smithing secret, from what I understand. I can't get him to tell me to this day.
Okay. So...
Is that fair if I chimed in with that, by the way?
What happened?
I said, is it fair that I chimed in with that, by the way? Sorry, I stepped on your toes, any?
No,
I was out of
that's
character.
fine.
Yeah. I just like to tell you Orcish smithing secret.
Yeah, the more you guys add, the less work I have to do.
Fair. Okay, cool.
So what does my blood do to this thing? I'm gonna look down at the axe in my chest.
My best guess
that
is going to gain
an
some crazy property.
excellent question that you should not have brought to my attention.
Oh, I'm going to imagine that axe is going to develop some crazy fucking properties from his blood.
Demo, give me a... fight check, please.
Fight check.
Then I'll have the axe used.
Do I want to roll high or low here?
You want to roll lower than a 12.
Lower than a 12. I'm gonna use the dice here then. I didn't do it.
Dang it.
Do I get an adversity token?
No.
Oh,
You
that should go.
beat their roll. You didn't want to beat the roll, though.
Okay.
You see Miss Fluffpuddle starts to freak out, using magic to immediately pull the axe away from Demo, and shove Demo's blood back in his body. As the axe begins to corrode at points, and the souls of the legislators that have been trapped inside of it bubble out to recreate the metal that is corroded, growing horns and darkening in color, leaving a dark, tint to the metal of the axe where it's been corroded. With a sinister aura that does not seem very good to leave unattended.
I think I
But
cursed your
does
axe by accident, Susan.
anyone want to give me a brains roll to see what happened?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be pulling in some magical inspiration from the environment on that one.
Okay.
Well,
Everyone
have
can
to.
provide me a brains roll. These guys, you have to wait for me to give you.
Oh, I'm used to rolling before I know what the DC is. I play D&D in Pathfinder. Come on, y'all.
DC for this would be 18.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy. Does a 3 beat that?
This does not beat that. You make it another adversity token for you.
Let's go. We back to 31.
Being smart.
God damn it. I'm at 7.
16.
Oh, so close. I gotta get some information.
I will also say Orpheus, Quan, and Winslow are allowed to use magic on their rolls.
It doesn't help. Actually, it might help. Let me see. I'll roll a d4 and see if I explode.
Can I use
Yeah.
common sense on
Nope.
mine?
That's a 7.
Can I use
So,
common sense on mine considering it is my blood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Orpheus, you, when I say a magic die, since you are from the non-magical world, that means you roll a d4. You roll a d4 and add it to your stat.
It didn't help me much. So.
17.
Oh, so close. I would say they probably have a fair.
Token? It's up to you. Either way, Winslow does get it, so, like,
I would say with a
Winslow will know
17,
what's
they,
going on.
I would say with a 17, they probably got a
Winslow
fair
should
bit.
also roll their magic die. Just
I did. That was with my magic die. I included it automatically.
Oh,
Just remember, I stated I was going to draw on I was going to draw on some magical guidance for this one.
okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Winslow's the only one that passed?
Yes.
So,
Like,
Remember to take your adversity tokens if you're given adversity tokens by failing.
yeah, I got to take 2 from not losing my fight with Susan. I mean, hell, I could just go farm Susan for XP at this point.
Yeah. Winslow. So, what has occurred here is Demo's blood corroded portions of the souls within, actually, first, before I say this, how are you, what magic are you using to do this?
Okay, so what were the options? Because I was just going with brains. I was going to kind of just pull on like some, I don't know how it's exactly flavored in this game. I was going to kind of like, pull on like some magical guidance, like, feeling the energy in the air, reading it sort of deal, kind of get that kind of vibe of what's going on. Because, I mean, we are dealing with magical shit.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm looking at the magic in the same way that an engineer who understands circuit boards more than a regular person would look at the circuit board. If that kind of makes sense.
I think, yeah, actually, this might work. So, Winslow,
I guess my original goal was technically
you
one team.
know that you have a fairly higher magical signature than the other mages in your family, which is unexpected for you.
Okay.
Your magical, magicians in your family have sort of been dwindling on your dad's side. And you seem to have captured a bit of the magic from their house that they lost a while ago.
Well, I mean, we did say the rabbit shit was hyper-recessive genes, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm sort of getting at.
Yeah. There's some Feywild in there somewhere.
Because we stated it in character creation doesn't mean your character knows it's a thing.
That's been my assumption because, again, I understand probably biology a little bit better than most mages do.
Yeah.
So my assumption is this has just been like something really recessive that just got triggered.
It's a bit of recessive, but
Yeah.
you would
A
also
1 flipped to a 0 somewhere in the DNA.
I think you piece together a lot of magical families
Mm-hmm.
use contracts with magical beasts to reassume strength they've lost. So,
Right.
the same way some like distant relatives of the Vermilius household will look for fire fairies or fire spirits,
Mm-hmm.
ask them to use some of their magic. Some people look at demons or angels or other things for help. You know that's a thing that occurs.
Yeah.
I think right here, a little bit unbeknownst to you,
Mm-hmm.
who's like more, you're very much, I need to go let a dog in. Give me a second.
I'm very much, I need to go let a dog in. That makes perfect sense.
How can I help?
But the real question: who let the dogs out?
I can
A
hear
very
her.
terrible band from the late 90s.
Stare at me and cry?
I can hear our dog scratching his door.
Excuse me. I need to quit drinking for it. It makes me gassy. It tastes too damn good.
Oh my god!
You just sit back down and they need your attention immediately. That's what it sounded like.
It's not like that.
Exactly what happened.
Figured as
I
much.
opened my door, she stared at me, looked at me, and then walked to the stairs, and then as soon as I closed it, she comes right back to paw at my door.
Just let the dog in. Let the dog come in and hang out.
Or let the dog out. It's up to you.
Now she's just, God damn it, Moxie, you're not going out of my room.
Just leave the door open. Just leave the door open for her.
No, because then I'll hear my voice echo in Fox's room.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You need to get one of them ropes in the door so you can teach the dog to open and close the door by itself.
Ooh, that's good.
Anyway, back on topic. Where were we?
She's in next room.
Something I realize is I don't quite have, the penny hasn't quite dropped for me, but I'm realizing it.
Yeah. You're realizing that there might be something a little bit more than just a recessive recessive trait going in. And when you go to pull for your magic this time,
Mm-hmm.
you feel a little bit of something nonsensical
Faye.
grab onto you. It's
The only thing that understands an apparition is the Fae.
it's a bit strange why and how, but your eyes, unbeknownst to you, go spirally, almost as if like it's one of those prank goggles sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see traces of magic in the air. And you see Demo's blood, which is very much aberration, Eldritch-based magic. This is the first time you're actually seeing this sort of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like the black ichor trail that it leaves in the atmosphere, almost if it's eating the happiness and joy in whatever it touches, corrupts the legislators' souls, transforming them into abominations that are a little bit maybe dangerous for even Susan to deal with.
And at this point, I'm pretty sure Fluff Puddles has probably noticed that I'm finally starting to see Demo a bit more how she's seeing him.
Yes.
And if you'll notice the GIF, I put that, I sent that to a DM actually instead of into the main chat, but You know, if you've ever watched Doctor Who, when he sees something that should absolutely make you shit your pants and run away in terror, and he's like, that is the most fascinating and beautiful thing I have ever seen.
Yes.
Because it's just like, I'm learning something. This is new. Like, I am just looking at it with, like, utter fascination, like a scientist has just discovered a new element sort of thing. So, I'm not sure.
Tap into it,
Yeah.
vanishes as well. So you know what happened to the axe, but you can't get back into that magic.
I'll figure that out later. That's going on the back burner. And what did you say I understood exactly?
So you understand that Demo has transformed some of the souls that inhabit the Axe of Susan, which, again, I don't have a good name for this axe yet. Someone please give it.
The axe of Susan works perfectly because it sounds like Susan forged this axe themselves.
They did.
It's the axe of Susan. It doesn't need a better name. It already has the perfect name.
Anyway,
There's a larger joke there somewhere.
some of the souls in this axe have been
Oh, it's a hung cord.
into aberrations.
Well, it seems that some of the souls in here have been corroded and made aberrant. I'm not sure what effect that's going to have on your axe as an axe or the structural integrity of it. That would require...
Rather effective when it comes to normal mages, but hey, if an aberration comes through, I'll just punch the ever-living shit out of them.
Might be time to forge a second axe. You never know. An axe for every occasion.
An axe for every occasion. This is why I like you, Winslow.
Hey, there's a market for it, even if it's just a market of you.
What'd you come in here for? You guys specifically came in for a reason.
Came in for you, actually. And not just to get my ass whooped and watch you beat the shit out of one of my new friends. Although I did very much enjoy that. Always a blast. We are...
That's the thing you needed.
Well, two things. How would you feel about a chance to go to a funeral where there is the possibility that magical assassins may show up because people are crazy?
Is this another one of your aunt things?
It's, a thing with one of their friends. What was the family name again? I didn't know the kid.
Thuasa. His name was Thomas Thuasa.
Thank you. I remember Thomas and a T for the last one. Sorry, I'm bad at names. Yeah, the Thuasas. You've probably heard about it. You probably know all about the ways these clans interact.
Yeah, I know a lot about the Thuasa family. Nasty bunch. They're, I can't say I'm unhappy that they're dead.
Well, I mean, the kid, right? Anyway, it's the kid's funeral, and since assassins and all that may show up, I thought, who would actually enjoy something like that? Oh yeah, Susan.
We
No,
would
do you
like...
think?
Going to the outcast funeral. Yeah, that's a good thing you decided to bring me. I'll definitely come to that.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you don't have to kill anybody and there's free drinks, or, well, it's us, we can afford the drinks, but, you know.
No, best case. Oh, yeah, no, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, I'm trying to see it through your eyes, Susan.
Well, excuse me, guys. Can we track back the assassins?
What?
What?
Oh, right,
The assassins. But
this is more y'all's field than mine. You want to fill the new one in?
Oh yeah. Thomas is hated by the Thuasa family, so they're not giving him any security for his funeral. But the Thuasa family is hated by a bunch of other people, so it's highly likely that there are going to be assassins there. So the fact that we're going to one of the funerals in the Thuasa family with no security means we have to get our own security. So we grabbed a dragon, we grabbed this, I gestured to Ron Bartholomew to vomit up the egg so I can show it to them again. And then we're also grabbing Susan.
That's what that is.
Just
I've been wondering about that egg. Yeah.
You said this family was hated. What is the social standing of the Windsors exactly in relation to a room filled with assassins?
You know, I actually don't really keep up with the goings-on of magical families. It's all bullshit drama to me. Anybody else got that one?
You're a little bit misunderstood. I have Demo's name because I was in a class with him. I have Winslow's name because I know him. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of getting any of your guys' names.
I'm Theo. I don't know if it's safe to give my name to a lawyer, but that's what
It's Susan. Susan's the safest lawyer around. In
Don't
more ways than just one.
Pixie lawyer.
Theo looks at that axe and gets very scared of lawyers.
Don't give it to Pixie lawyer. Never give your Pixie lawyer your real name.
Well, I mean, yeah, fake. Don't give a fake creature your name. It's madness. I'm pretty sure that.
Not much is known about fey creatures.
Well, I mean, we know Pixie or Fae, right?
Yeah, there are a few creatures you know that are fey, so it's generally known hey, don't trust a fey. But not much is known. So
I have my suspicions that my condition is due to great somebody, something Fae.
Anyways, nice to meet you, Theo. May I have your name, little sir?
Orpheus Reynolds.
Orpheus Reynolds, and Percy will chime up. Perseus Hero Lamarcus. Perseus Hero Lamarcus. The magical community is it's pretty simple, actually, if I'm thinking about it. But a lot of the nobles of the magical community aren't that great people. One of them is the Thuwasa household. They ran the Thuwasa Transportation Company. The Tranquil Thuwasa Transportation Company. Fucking wizards and their goddamn alliteration. And due to their high position, they were known to do less than kosher dealings, if you get what I'm saying.
They killed people.
Yes, so they do have a lot of enemies. But that's not it's not like all the wizarding families are evil, or there's good people spattered throughout here and there. You can find a good wizard somewhere, I'm sure. I haven't really taken the time to meet one. Except for you, Winslow. You're my man.
Yeah, fist bump, Susan.
But Thomas Thuwasa is a bit of a special case. The Thuwasa household is, since all of them seem to have died in the same terrorist explosion, they're having one grand funeral as per an old ancestor's will. I don't know why that was a stipulation. Wizards are weird.
Tell me about it. We've really got to find a way to meld the two worlds, because there is so much the other side can teach us to get some of this weirdness out of our shit.
But Thomas Thuwasa wasn't liked by his clan, so they decided to hold his funeral separate from everyone else's in a rundown shack, which they're not providing anything for. So there's not gonna be any refreshments, food, security, plumbing.
So we should also probably get a pizza.
I believe the coffin they got for him, and if you're wondering why I know all this, I might have been part of some of the legal litigation here. Don't tell anyone I told you this.
You didn't tell us anything, Susan.
He was very scared, and will do whatever the sword tells him to do.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We didn't hear a thing.
Hey,
I wasn't even there when they were.
Hey, once the contract's over, it's kind of okay if people know who the lawyers were.
No,
I mean,
usually
it's
they
just
have them
business.
sign an NDA.
Yeah.
I signed signed an NDA.
Yeah, okay, then.
I'm too powerful for those schmuck wizards to hold me with a contract. They thought an NDA would hold me. Bitches. So I should be swearing in front of you guys. It's fine.
Obviously, it's just.
So it's me, and if they're with me, they're probably not going to care. I learned it from you anyway.
Tapping his little snake and holding his fingers over its ear holes, like, nah, the mischief's not going to do anything.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I believe the coffin that they got for him is literally just a like very cheaply made box, like with some planks of leftover wood they had, and there's not even a body going in the coffin. I think they're literally just gonna shove it into a woodchucker when they're done.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
because he's
hard.
not dead. But yeah.
Yeah, symbology and whatnot.
Well, no, there's not a body because all of them were destroyed in the atomized explosion.
No, he's not dead. But yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, you have a theory about that.
not a thing.
I've not kept up with it.
do you have any proof of that?
I have proof that it's impossible to kill him with a bomb.
Yeah, didn't I text you about the legal matters involving somebody's remains when it's... what was that? I'm looking back through the...
You texted me about the holy artifact. If someone turns into an artifact, what it goes.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
No, this is something different.
Yes, this is a different thing.
Oh, okay, I thought that was the same guy. I must have had it
Some
confused.
sort of immortality. If you have proof of that, can you please hand it over, like, when you get the chance? It might make, if he does reappear, his reappearal sort of a little bit smoother.
It's more of like eyewitness accounts of him surviving things that would definitely have been worse than an atomic explosion.
That won't work, but
So there's no physical remains or
Yeah.
item that survived.
I'll
No
try to
personal
find
effects.
I'll try to find some type of physical evidence, but for right now it's only hearsay and eyewitness testimonies.
anyways.
Hold on. Memory charms? Memory extraction charms, maybe? Just a thought?
Could be.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Some memory extraction charms would provide some proof, but memories can be biased and messed with rather easily, considering magic.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even
Yeah, I've
need
heard about some funky lawyers like that.
Hey, Susan, a quick question.
Yeah.
You know a lot about how this family's been perceived. How are other magical families perceived by others, like, let's say, the Windsors?
The Winslows?
No, the Windsors, the British royal family, not the king, the other Windsor.
Windsors!
Yeah, specifically not the King Windsor, the other Windsor side.
They
It's still
don't
royal.
have such a high presence in magical society. It's more because they're related to the King of England. But they're rumored to be descended from Arthur, so maybe watch out for Excalibur. I guess. Are you trying to make a enemy of them?
No, just trying to get to know them a bit. Like, how do they act? How do they react?
Very
Let's
pompous.
say, like, Charles the Third, for instance.
Very pompous.
God.
Like, they sort of go like, "Why are you looking at me, peasant? Leave me be." All that stuff.
Basically, if you've seen Hamilton and the character of King George in that, if he's an 11, dial that down to about an 8 and you've pretty much got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sort of want to go through Hamilton.
It's really good. They got it on Disney Plus if you want to stream it and not have to risk a magical disguise failing on you in a theater.
I'm still going through nerd stuff, so I guess the next thing I should brush up in pop culture is this Hamilton.
It's a fun musical. Not completely historical accurate.
Not very historically accurate. Yeah.
I wouldn't say not completely historically accurate. liberties have to be taken for art.
I mean, if you want to go for historical accuracy, oh wait, I shouldn't be mentioning that. I was going to say go for some good old-fashioned time magic, but they would hang me in the streets for saying that.
Well, that's only because these idiots don't understand relativity. It's like if they never read a book.
No, it's because of the chronomancers, Winslow. You know that. It's because of the evil chronomancers.
Oh, yes, the people who think time is a fucking plaything and don't understand that there are consequences when you mess with the reality.
Yeah,
On that level.
With reality, and there were consequences, like all of chronomancy being bad.
Yeah, I mean,
You can travel back in time.
Yeah.
you never want to go backwards on your own timeline because that can fuck up the future, cause paradoxes, or cause entirely different branches in reality.
If you're responsible with it, it's fine, but there is chronomancy, but no one's going to teach it to you. Don't ask about it just willy-nilly. You will get sent to Tartarus and or killed by a mob.
Yeah, if you really want to learn anything about time, I suggest reading up on some Einstein and Hawking. The Muggles really got the better side of it than we do. On that front, anyway.
But like, it is possible to go back to, let's say, when I was born.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Doesn't sound like a good
Well,
place to go.
Well, I mean, Susan, the question, though, is do they create an alternate branch in reality into an entirely separate timeline where the events they alter no longer change ours and they've just vanished from our future? Or do they completely fuck up everything and alter events and our perceptions of them?
It seems like you should ask a chronomancer about that, my guy. I am a lawyer.
Oh yeah, we
Hey.
can go ask Kronos about it. Kronos.
Hey, I know that, Susan, but hey, I figure, you're a lawyer, you gotta deal with a lot of things. You probably know more about how magic works than half the wizards out there.
I really don't have to deal with chronomancy that often. It is the biggest taboo among the magical community.
Well, just remember, as long as you can throw an axe faster than they can cast a spell.
I know. I was getting to something important, but you guys keep sidetracking.
We're back.
It's made in a nutshell.
Monroe doesn't have a lot of security there. You should be cautious of Winslow. If your aunt learns you're going, she'll send more assassins. That's probably, if your dad warned you not to go, that's probably why.
Well, that actually explains a lot. But I mean, that's why we're friends, right?
Yeah, I'll come with you, but I'm just warning you.
Hey,
Don't worry, we'll be fine.
look, the crazy people I'm with are Plan A. The crazy person he brought with him is Plan B. The crazy thing that he has got from the shop down the road is Plan C, and I guess you are Plan D.
Did someone
I mean-
mention a dragon?
Yeah, we got a
so-
dragon.
I think that's what they keep referring to him as.
Well, he's more of a memory of a dragon, but it's whatever.
You guys have a memory of a dragon? I want to fight this memory of a dragon.
I mean,
Well, you'll get to meet.
yeah, you'll get to meet him.
Hey, everybody does their job right. I'm sure they'd love to spar you. They seem I think they seem the sort.
I don't know if
Hang out
Leggy
with
would
him, they're
like
probably
to
the
spar.
sort.
Theo, what do you think? Do you think Leggy would like to spar with him? He seems
Yeah,
kind
I
of...
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He seems a little, like
Theo
them.
doesn't know if anybody would actually want to spar Susan, given what he's seen.
I don't think that would be his cup of tea, but I'm certain he would love to talk to you about, like, demon law. I'm sorry, dragon law.
Dragon law is something I'd actually like to talk to him about, considering there's only 5 dragons left. Not that much is known about it.
But you do have to learn Draconic. He can't speak Common.
Oh, I took a little bit of Draconic back in college.
Can you help me with it? Because my Draconic's lacking.
I haven't spoken it in a while, but I can give it a shot.
Yeah, we got a Draconic teacher now. You know what, Susan? You're
Not a
helping
good
us with
one.
a lot here.
More like a tutor.
It's like
someone who went to AP Spanish 5 years ago teaching
Yeah.
someone Spanish.
Speaking of which, Susan, you know that company that makes the extra dimensional tents?
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, all right. So, I have done some with the help of what was his name? The teacher that I got help with.
Oh,
For the-
Chromia.
Yeah.
She's a metal woman.
Yeah, I got some help with me and Chromia worked together, and we have fashioned a box using one of those tents as a lining that we can fit around beds and bunks that create a small apartment-sized extra-dimensional space. And I'm thinking if we can get the rights with the other company to use their product and mass-produce this on our end, a collaboration could create a business opportunity. And hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You'd have a seat on the board.
Yeah, I can help you with the legal portion of it.
Yeah, just want to also get Chromia in on it. She helped figure it out. Got to make sure because IPs.
General, though?
Yeah, of course, naturally. You got a lot on your plate. We don't want to rush everything all at once.
Yeah,
What are you, a public defender?
I used to be.
Yeah, I know the word.
You see his eyes go dark first.
Damn,
that is
don't
bad.
ask him what happened there.
It's one thing that the Muggles have in common with the magical world. Their public defenders are entirely overworked and overloaded. There's just no time to do anything. How many dudes did you have to fight at once in that one case? Just because there wasn't time?
Do you see him fully start dissociating?
Hey, it was a glorious battle. Your ancestors are proud of you for winning that one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I fully started dissociating there. What were we talking about?
It was a glorious battle and your ancestors are proud, Susan.
Yeah, good old times.
Susan?
Madam Fluffbuttles is gonna fly down onto Susan's shoulder. Alright, if that's everything, I think you guys are probably good here. Unless you would like to, I don't know, buy something in my shop.
Can I buy an owl?
No.
Oh, okay, bye.
No.
Also, Winslow, never bring that one to my door again.
Sorry, Demo, the animals don't like you much.
Yeah.
I think James is the only one that doesn't freak out.
James is your hand, right?
Yes, James is the hand.
Okay, I was just making sure. Does
James
James?
is probably somewhere in the background riding on the back of a ferret.
I don't think James could bleed even if I did get near him.
That's probably why he's not afraid of you.
Oh, I should say, I don't like him very much, so I never really recommend people go look for his stuff. But Merlin was one of the headmasters of your guys' school at one point, so I don't know. He might have left something useful around the halls.
So what we're
Something useful. That's a good tip. Any idea what we might want to keep an eye open for?
I don't like thinking about that, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've heard the stories from both you and Susan. He was an ass.
What did he do to you guys?
I don't like thinking about that man.
Susan?
Understandable.
Trust me, it was bad.
Okay. Well, then off we go to find something that he made, I guess.
She will flap her wings, sending all of you guys out of her stores and closing the door behind her.
Oof.
Behind you.
Well, we tried.
Hey, I got my goals accomplished.
There you go.
And I got to watch Demo get his ass beat, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think on your guys' way back to into the winter dorm. Later that night, when a lot of you guys go to the Midsummer Court to learn, I am forgetting, Orpheus, there we go. Orpheus.
That is me.
Yes. You hear the normal voices of reptilian, like of your snake, rather clearly during the night. But there is one voice that is coming from the common room, which is in a language that is a bit different from what the snakes speak.
I'm definitely gonna go and check that out.
I think you see. Which of you guys is the least sneaky?
Probably Theo. My flight is like a D4.
Okay. You see Theo fall into the circular lounge area of the... Oh, I should actually show you what it looks like. Where is... Okay. So this is what the lounge area of the winter dorms looks like. There's this, you see this black circle here?
Mm.
It's actually a large window that peers into the lake surface of the it peers into the lake below the school. So Sanderson Institute is a large floating island where a school is stationed on it, and the school is the entire island itself. There's a dark woods off to a corner, a mountain range, a large like plains area where the autumn court is, and the winter court is down at the bottom of the Sanderson Institute of Magic, with this porthole viewing the lake surface below. It is always a calm and serene lake. There is not a ripple or wave on this, and it acts like a perfect mirror for what is above it, with the exception of it does not show a reflection of the school itself. You see Theo wander onto the circular viewing port and fall through something.
I'm gonna run over immediately to see if they're okay.
As what is going on?
I heard that A-Team theme.
As you run over, the moon above almost telescopes, forming a tunnel somewhere.
And I listened for the voice I heard just a moment ago. Is it in the direction towards down there? Has it moved?
You hear it in the direction of the
Jamie,
tunnel.
the thing I was doing
It
is
is
a bit late.
whispering
I'll be wrapping
the
up
words.
if you want to make it over here about 6.
It whispers the words, "My name is Ledger Diriskindis."
Did I get that name in a spelling?
Yep. Fun fact, a lot of the NPCs here have really hard names to spell. Dara Strixen. There we go. I sent the DM to you.
Got it.
To Pastry Day. And as it whispers this next part, I would like you to give me a flight roll. DC. Oh, actually, I made a step block, so I actually know what this is now. DC for this is going to be 12.
Did you say 12?
Yeah, DC 12.
So I literally need to roll maximal. That's gonna be good.
Yep. Ooh.
That's a 13.
You manage to pull away before a blood red hand with scales manages to pull you into the tunnel. As it says, "Welcome to the Midsummer Court." You did manage to break free, so I am going to ask you, what do you do?
I see the scales and I'm immediately going to try to subdue the creature. I try to talk it down, try to mentally subdue it a little bit.
Okay, that's gonna be a either brains or charm, I think, would probably be what that is.
I'm gonna try charms.
And the DC for this is going to be 27.
I think that's literally impossible for me to hit.
You're gonna have to explode.
Yeah. What were the rules exactly on that, to be honest?
The rules on that? So, this isn't anything too bad, but you're fighting a dragon, so incredibly hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, do you mean the rolls on exploding?
It's when you roll the max on the die, you roll it again, right?
Yes.
Okay, super. So we're gonna try our best.
So do we chant 1, 1, 1, 1,
One.
1?
Wait, did you explode? Are you gonna beat it? Oh, no.
No.
It's always fun when you guys meet, like, the really hard challenge stuff. Okay. But you do manage... I'll ask for another flight check. And I'll go through what occurs because nothing bad will occur, but you do get a little bit of insight into the beast. Okay.
11, I think.
That one is not enough to beat them. They are going to drag you into the portal. You are currently falling through a hole made by the moon itself. as you plop down in the Midsummer Court. It is a small, quaint little village, constantly cascaded in silver moonlight, where you see your friends getting ready to go to their Midsummer Court lessons.
He's just gonna quickly stand up, brush himself off, act like he's totally not terrified, like this is perfectly normal. He definitely wasn't freaking out.
Due to your connection with the dragon that you were fighting, you get a small little glimpse into one of its memories. And this memory is just a single memory of a cave in a long ago era with a simple village girl tending to his wounds.
Got it.
Oh, you also know that the dragon is male, so. But you guys see Leggy. No, not Leggy. Orpheus fall from the sky.
Hi, Orpheus. How's it going?
Hi. I'm going fine. I just, what just happened?
You fell through a pond. Not a pond, a reflection.
Is that normal?
Yeah, pretty.
You really aren't great at describing this. Next to, God damn it. Why can I never spell her name correctly when I need it? Next to Demo is actually someone who's shown you around the school before. When you got into the school, a lovely lady named Mari Stillskin showed you around, got you set in your dormitory, and got you set with a lot of the basic necessities and a map to find your way around school. She is this, she's a senior, so she's almost graduated, with bubblegum pink hair and green eyes. Most of the time, like, the vibe you get from her is almost Disney princess-esque.
He's just going to approach her immediately with a warm smile, like, hi, long time, how's it going?
Orpheus, it's good to see you. This is the Midsummer Court. It's amazing how many first years have been getting into this today, this year. But this is a court, like a sub-court within the Winter Court, where you're able to learn forbidden magics.
That's awesome.
I guess I should give you the pamphlet and the course list for this one, shouldn't I?
Course list should be
You
linked.
definitely should.
You guys distract her.
Pinned messages, Nick.
Oh yeah, there we go. Pinned messages. Wait, did I pin it already?
It's already pinned.
Oh, cool. So in the pinned messages, you'll actually see a few different lists of magical courses. You actually have to choose 3 from the bottom one and 1 from the top one. Pastry Dane?
Yep. 3 from the bottom and 1 from the top.
Yeah. So the one that starts with transmogrification and goes to holy magic, you have to choose 3 from that one. That's your students' normal courses. and then you get to choose one forbidden magic course that you can take.
Okay.
These are pinned now. You can choose the 3 at the bottom at a later date, but the one from the top is the more important one right now.
I think he's probably going off mind control.
All right. Oh, there is chronomancy in there. I don't know if you saw it. So that would be time magic.
You know what? I take it back. Chronomancy, that makes sense for his character.
Yeah, because I know you were showing extreme interest in it before.
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot that was on the list.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's like space magic. It's infinitely more powerful.
So,
If you
you
understand.
guys, you choose chronomancy for your class, and the voice that was speaking in Draconic sends a message back that's like, find me after your courses. But you can go meet your chronomancy teacher, which I believe some of you guys had questions for.
Well, doesn't really matter. I was just more concerned about the nature of reality and how time magic affected that, because that's related to space.
I was very confused if it is related to space. She's like, no, they're 2 separate classes.
Yeah, but I mean, time is gravity. Gravity is
gravity's
space.
another class.
Gravity is space, and space is time. I mean, it's physics.
But if that was true, why would they be separate classes?
Yeah.
Because wizards are dumb and don't see things.
I don't see Muggles. I'm just saying I don't see Muggles controlling time. That's all I'm saying.
No, but
Also,
they figured out how it works a
Wait.
lot faster than we did.
but what
I mean,
happens?
but we can make it work.
I mean, okay, I'm going to recommend some authors to you. You need to look up Einstein, you need to look up Hawking, and you might want to look into something called ER equals EPR. It's very fascinating.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at Timo. Don't we have an Einstein in our class somewhere?
We do. Aren't you taught
Yeah,
by
that's
her?
actually for space. Yeah, that's actually my teacher for space, and I am really interested to find out if she's related.
Oh yeah, that is my teacher. Oh, that's one of our teachers. I just think.
Einstein is your teacher.
Oh yeah, I just think of her as like the big scary woman who like threw me in a bubble one time, and I haven't really thought about it. Anyway.
Out of character, heads up, I do have to go sometime in the next 10 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, my brother's also probably going to be coming back from his plane drive, so I'm going to have to...
Yeah, we're about to wrap up. I think this is actually where we'll stop for today, where you guys are meeting up in the Midsummer Court. Just because Akemi can easily rejoin from there as well.
Makes perfect sense. Hey,
Probably next time we'll be doing the funeral finally.
Hey! No more side quests.
Finally, the child's funeral.
The main plot.
Yo, Bog, let's go. Kid funerals, let's go.
is it bad if I am more excited for my first session of space class than it is for the funeral?
No.
Even though,
you know.
just so you know, by the way, I come from like D&D, Pathfinder, that sort of background with tabletop games. I'm a combat monkey, and I'm more excited for the roleplay side of this one. So
Yeah, this campaign is. I'm hoping I've showed you guys this is a very roleplay heavy campaign.
yeah, I mean, once I got all the motivation I needed last weekend when I basically found out that most space magic is banned because wizards don't understand Einstein, and I'm just like, oh, I understand Einstein. I will be amazing in this field. And it was basically at that point Winslow was like, oh, I was going to go for technomancy because I've always loved the blending of modern and magic, but on principle I kind of have to do space now.
Patient,
Because, scientists.
that class list somewhere in your character sheet.
Got it.
I put mine in the section for times.
Yeah, it becomes important when we do marks, which actually we'll do. You guys will get 2 marks for this session.
Oh, okay.
Like,
And we can put those anywhere we want.
So
Are we getting marked? Are we getting marked?
marks? So marks are to show how well you guys have been doing in different classes.
oh.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You may choose. So when I give